So welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video where we're going to be going over a bit of eFootball and a bit of FIFA. And remember, we're trying to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark, folks. If you haven't subscribed to me and you want to, it is very much appreciated. So let's dive into this. So we're going to be looking at this one first of all, the trailer that was shown, and we'll kind of look at the graphics as well of the game and kind of see how it's looking. Then we're going to look at some licenses, and then I wanted to touch base with FIFA and just like give my 2 cents why they've got to start fresh. I know that they make so much money with Ultimate Team, but there comes a time when you're kind of getting to the end of that cycle, and I just feel like for EA that they're getting to that point. So let's dive into it. So let's run this trailer. By the way, at the beginning of this trailer, there was just a bunch of real footage, which I don't really care about. I just want to get to the actual snippets of gameplay. So we're going to let this run, and I make myself, you know, a touch smaller here. And first of all, it's, you know, they're running this on 1080p and 60 frames. It's not exactly 4K, but then this game isn't designed for 4K. And it still is a mobile game, isn't it? And I think this is my biggest thing. It's like you look at these trailers now, they all look the same. They look like they're recycled skins with new teams and new player models, but they're showing the same recycled things. And then you look at the net physics, they're rubbish. I mean, they're absolutely atrocious. In fact, they are better on mobile. Play eFootball on mobile, right? And look at the net physics, and they are 100 times better than what we've got on PC and console. Don't know why. I don't understand the logic behind that, but that's the case. There is Zlatan himself. But yeah, it's like you've got some of the trailer is mobile, and then maybe some of it isn't. I don't know. It's all over the place, but there it is, right? So we kind of go back here and we have a look at it. Where are we? So there's the stadium. There's the boys. I mean, Zlatan looks all right. That's what I mean. Like, part of the trailer looks decent, and then it's still a mobile mess. I will keep going on about this because I'm not happy with it, and it's annoying me because I'm not playing eFootball. Number one, there's nothing to do offline, so there we go. And number two, it's like, when are we going to get a proper next-gen game? And I don't think we are. I mean, they're not on the Unreal 5 engine, right? This is barely on Unreal 4, and I just can't see us getting anything next-gen for the longest time. And it's forcing me to now have to look into playing with the likes of FIFA. A shot like this looks far better. I mean, the lighting is a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot crisper. There's the boys themselves in the... what's her name? There is Tonali. Once again, I don't have any problems with that. Looks better. But then it's this part here, especially this ball. I mean, you can see right here, this is the problem with the likes of the engine, right? Because if I actually go back and slow this down for you to 0.25 game speed, I mean, you will see that ball has literally just gone through his foot right there. I mean, it's gone through, right? It's gone through his foot. It's almost skips through. So, you know, this is what we're going to talk about FIFA and their engine. Konami can't get this right either. So, yeah, it just doesn't look appetizing to me at all. And then they show, and actually probably should watch this on slow because you get to see things you don't normally see in real time. Oh, look at that. Ooh. I mean, once again, the goalie, I just don't like the diving animations. It's the way they just suddenly spring leap. You know, how has he jumped that high? Do you know what I mean? And this has never been fixed. It's never been fixed by Konami. I thought initially they'd sorted the goalies out. They fixed it with penalties, but they didn't really. They just made the circumference of how far they can dive. They just changed it and narrowed it, but they still have the same diving animation, so it still looks off. But it's like, I mean, Maldini there looks solid. Can't complain about that. And that's where it's like elements of the game looks all right, but it's still no way near what we should be getting in 2022. And this game was literally announced a year ago. It hasn't evolved enough. For me, anyway. I don't know about you guys. I mean, Ronaldinho, yeah. I mean, but we've all seen it before. We got the same recycled legends, the same recycled players. And I know I'm having a bit of a whine today, but I think I've just got to the point where I'm sick and tired of it. Like, why is every other sports games, right, evolving? I mean, even like F1, Formula 1, NBA, even WWE 2K came out with a reasonable game last year. Football games are going backwards, and I don't get it, because football is one of the biggest, if not the biggest sport on the planet, and we can't get a good, solid, fun game to play, you know, that's more realistic as opposed to just being an arcade shambles. But here we are. And anyway, yeah, we should probably speed this up now because this is getting on my nerves. All right, so there we go. That was the trailer. As I say, nothing crazy, but I don't know if we're looking at mobile. I don't know if we're looking at console. I have no idea. You can see the net physics here, absolutely non-existent. And yeah, there we go. So that was the first piece of information. I know I'm whining a lot, but as I said, I think it's just getting to me now, folks. It's just getting to me. I've had enough of it. So there's the confirmation. AC Milan is partnered yet again. Now we're going to just quickly move on to some of the licenses. So as you can see, they've still got Barca, Bayern Munich, Manchester United. They're the official partnered clubs with the likes of all these as well. Nothing crazy. We've seen them all before. And then we are planning to include club teams of the following league. So, yeah, you've got all these coming as well. At what time? I don't know. Is it going to be paid? I don't know. From what they were talking about last year, yeah, this possibly could be paid DLC to unlock more teams offline, though. But you've got to have actual content. Then you've got national teams from around the globes coming soon. Hey. And then we have the stadium list. And I don't know if the Allianz Stadium is going to still be in the game, because obviously Juventus have been snapped back up by EA, so we could be losing that stadium. But there is the other ones. There we go. Tantalizing, isn't it? All right, let's move on. So another thing I wanted to quickly touch upon, if you type in eFootball 2023, there's obviously a bunch of articles that are now popping up because of the new name change. And this was one that I saw. 5 changes. eFootball 2023 needs to become a better game. And yeah, I pretty much agree with them. First of all, they went on about graphics. It's no longer the 2000s, so where graphics don't matter much with gamers, things have significantly evolved as far as the hardware and software industry. Yeah, and let's be honest, eFootball doesn't look anywhere near. I mean, they don't look like this anymore, thankfully. But it's still not up there. Next was events and rewards. Yes, likewise, look at FIFA and how much content they have, and then look at eFootball, and you're playing the same recycled events over and over again. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's just boring, monotonous, pathetic, waste of time. So yes, we need more events and we need new rewards. Introduction of Career Mode Master League. Of course, this is a massive one. It's obviously not a priority for Konami because they're not going to make money off of this. They are at the start, but they're not going to make money afterwards. Once you've bought the Master League, that's it. You're not going to keep buying players like you are on Dream Team, etc. But still, come on, Konami. Let's bring this out next year and just put out a good, solid game mode. But I'm not holding much hope because I just don't have that faith in Konami no mores. More game modes. Once again, it's another problem. There's not enough things to do on the game. Yes, it's free to play, but that doesn't mean anything because there's loads of free-to-play games now that have a lot of content. And then finally, avoid repeating the same mistakes. Well, Konami keep doing it, so yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Is that the saying? Something like that. But there we go. That was pretty much the 5 things, and I agree with all of them, so I thought that was interesting. Now let's move over, folks, to FIFA real quickly. So, some news for you guys, in case you're wondering. World Cup runners-up Croatia are finally in FIFA 23 after 10-year absence. Wow, that is mental. No need to Modric the game. Comedy gold. So yeah, World Cup runners Croatia are in FIFA 23 after a long decade absence. The Croatian Football Association confirmed the national team will appear in FIFA 23 in a tweet. And there it is. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, folks, you look at the graphics of that, and then you look at the graphics of eFootball. It's not good enough. Anyway, there we have it. So that was that in there, and then EA did actually confirm them themselves, so it's not fake. And then moving on, something quite funny. I don't know if you guys saw this, but EA have honored 99% discount price error on Football Games New Edition. That's right. Over on, I think it was the Asian store, they've admitted to scoring a pretty spectacular own goal after mistakenly pricing its FIFA 23. This was the Ultimate Edition, by the way, where we're going to be paying $100 for. I know, it's in India. India's Epic Games had it for 4.8 rupees, which equates to 6 cents or 5, oh sorry, 6 cents, 5p in England. So they've basically discounted it by 99%, and EA are actually going to honor this. So if you were in India on the Epic Store and you pre-ordered it for literally less than 10 cents, what a bargain. So there we have it. I thought that was quite funny. At least they're honoring it, because there'll be a lot of people that wouldn't. All right, so let's round this video off by me talking about FIFA 23 and the future of FIFA itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this video by IGN in the background and just kind of talk about this, because look, we all know what's happening, right? Next year, there's not going to be a FIFA. It's going to be called EA Sports FC. There's still going to be a FIFA, but it's going to be a name change. Now, EA have come out and they've said, well, this could be a good thing, because now we're not limited to what we have to do with FIFA. We can do our own thing. And also, we've heard that a lot of the people that were creating FIFA back in the day on the Frostbite engine, they've already left, right? So they've basically lost the plot at EA, because they don't have the ability to update and change the engine, which in turn is what's causing it to become a mess on the field. EA have to now, folks, for me personally, I know it's a money-hungry grabbing machine with Foot, right? Ultimate Team is where they make all the money, 100%. Personally, for myself, couldn't give a rat's ass because I don't play Ultimate Team, but I can understand it from a business standpoint, and that's what Konami have done with eFootball and the whole mobile thing. But the facts are, folks, is this game now is pretty much got to the max it can get. I know they've come out with, the hypermotion tech, but for me, it's making the game worse. They've got so many different mechanics in FIFA now that it's almost too much for the engine to handle, and that's why we're seeing so many game-breaking bugs. And I've seen people in the beta where goalies are flying up into the sky, and this isn't just because it's a beta. This will happen in the real game as well. They have to unleash a new engine. I would absolutely love to see EA take this game and put it in the Unreal Engine and see what they can do. There's no doubt they've got a good team, and there's a lot of, very skilled programmers and designers out there. EA have some of the best marketing out there. There's no questions. I mean, it's very well done. Every single year, you still get something that's exactly the same, but they promote it so well that people are like, oh, it's wording, it's technology, it's marketing, yes, but they still do a good job of it. But the engine itself cannot go any further than this. If EA had any sense, they would now say, right, this is the last year, or maybe next year is the last year, whatever they have to do. We're going to end the Frostbite engine. We're going to transition everything over to the new Unreal Engine, and let's see what we can do. Because all these players now gliding around, skating, the clown's feet, you can see it right there. It's all because of the Frostbite. It's not good enough. It's got its max potential. It's where it should be, and it's the end of it now. Forget it, EA. Forget it. Move on. So I would really love to see now EA get rid of the Frostbite, move to the Unreal Engine, and ultimately see what they can produce. Because I really do think they could do a very, very good football game. Konami have gone to the Unreal Engine because they knew that the Fox engine was getting to the last legs. And as much as I love PES 21, yeah, it did have the same recycled animations. It still plays a good game of football, especially on PC with mods. But yes, the engine was kind of getting to the end of its cycle. And now that's what EA have to do. They've got to switch things up. I would love to see, I keep reiterating it, but I'd love to see them switch it. Go to the Unreal Engine, EA. Try something different next year. And then you've got talks as well of FIFA creating their own game. I don't know what engine they're going to be using. Obviously, they're going to have to bring in developers and everything else, and they are going to have the licensing because they are FIFA. So they've already got that, bogged down and sorted. But yeah, what do you guys make of it? Is it time? Is it time for them to move on? And I think this year more than ever, with people coming out saying that even EA have said that they can't maintain this engine anymore because, or they can't change the gameplay enough to fix these problems because they don't have the original developers. And when that happens, it's time for a change. You've got to change things, EA. It has to be done. I wouldn't mind playing FIFA if I enjoyed the gameplay, but I can't play this long enough to really, you know, grip me and entertain me. The matches in FIFA for me just don't do it. They're very samey. So, you know, and that's all across the board, by the way. I'm talking about physics. I'm talking about AI. It's not just actual, oh, the players are skating. No, it's everything. Everything about the game itself. The AI positioning is a little bit off. You know, the physics are a little bit off. And then you've got the skating coming into play. And it's just all a bit of a mess, isn't it? So, yeah, let me know what you guys make of it. Is it time for EA to just forget the engine they're using and go to something different? The Unreal Engine would be a no-brainer because it's a very solid engine that people have been using time and time again. It's constantly being updated and it's not that difficult. From what I've seen, people have recreated Call of Duty levels in the new Unreal Engine in less than a day and it looks really, really gorgeous. So there's huge potential. It's just, will EA finally admit it's time for the change and forget about Foot for the time being? You know, I know they make billions a year, but this has to, I would say, within the next 3 years. I can't see them doing it next year just because it's a massive overhaul. But within the next 3 years, they need a transitional phase. They've got to transition this engine over to something brand new that they can work on and can keep updating and not blame all the developers for it because they've all left. Can't be doing that. You know, you've got to keep up with the times. So anyway, you guys let me know. That's it for today. We will be back when we're back. I am doing my citizenship tomorrow. Oh, yes. So that could be crazy. Could be a citizen by this time tomorrow, folks. Anyway, we'll be back very, very shortly. That was a good timing. End of the video. But until next time, subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts below. And take care.